Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey everybody, welcome to We Should Be Better at This. And that song you heard at the opening is, of course, what's that song? Is it by MIA? It's that where they cock the guns and go and we'll take your money. What is it?
I want to dance
and take your money.
Yeah, who knows what the song's called?
I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea what she's trying to say. Her British accent is so freaking thick, I can't understand a damn thing, but it's a very catchy tune.
Well, it only became famous about 3 or 4 years after it was actually created because of the Pineapple Express movie.
Did you know it was also in, what's the movie with the Dev Patel, Slumdog Millionaire? It was also in Slumdog Millionaire.
Was it? Wow.
Yes, it was.
Hollywood pulling it out, man. That was a great movie.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? That's actually, that's a good point. We come up with movie nights every night to do with the kids, and it's such a struggle because we've shown them everything, like
every movie ever you've both seen with them.
We're at the point now. Yeah, we're at the point now where I'm like, well, I'm going to show you guys this. Like, yeah, we saw that a month ago. Oh shit. Well, wait a minute. What about this from 1952? Yeah, you showed us that last week.
I was going to say you're not like normal people where they can be like, okay, well, we can start watching black and white movies if you want. That's where you started when they were born. Yeah. That's what's funny.
And they have an appreciation for it, which is really cool. I mean, I could put on a Charlie Chaplin movie and my kids would watch it.
Yeah, that's because you forced them to.
Yeah, but you know what though? But it's like looking at modern art, right? Like after you learn to appreciate it, you kind of go, "Oh, wait, I totally get it now," and they totally get that old school humor. So yeah, we have like a range. We could show movies from the 1930s all the way to a movie that came out just before the coronavirus hit, and like that's all home run zone territory. Yeah. So I have a wide, but when you've shown your kid everything. But I was thinking, Slumdog Millionaire, I'm trying to remember how inappropriate that movie is. Is that worth showing a young kid? I can't remember.
Actually, no, it's not too bad. If I remember correctly, it's not crazy. There are some
Well, then
scenes,
again, I did just show them the movie Logan the other day. So,
which is quite violent.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
No, I mean, wait, yeah, there's a topless girl in that movie. That's right. Were they watching it when that happened?
I don't remember.
Well, they do. They are scarred for life.
Forever and ever and ever. Well, anyways, this is We Should Be Better This, and I am Eric Leckie.
I'm the other guy.
The other guy.
I'm Chris. Donovan.
That's how his wife refers to him all the time, too.
No, she refers to her side piece as the other guy. I'm the deadbeat.
You're the main piece.
I'm the deadbeat gold digger.
Ooh, I like that. In high school, I was voted most likely to become a deadbeat gold digger.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny. It didn't
we had a really
true.
Progressive high school. It was.
It was Kanye West a member?
So,
all right, so let's talk about sports and stuff.
Actually, before we talk to sports, let's talk about where I'm broadcasting from.
Well, yeah. Why do you sound like you're in a toilet?
I'm not in a toilet. I'm sitting in a car.
Why?
My house is overrun with freaking people, and I have no space to operate in, and they're even outside. I can't even go out into the front because they're outside too. They're multiplying like little gremlins, and so I am currently inside of my wife's car broadcasting.
Why?
Because everyone hates me. And no one gives me a moment of freaking peace.
No, but like who's at your house? Why are you not social distancing?
No, I am social distancing. It's like
every
child or wife or whatever is in all different rooms and they're all doing stuff and there's stuff going on. It's like, listen, screw you guys. I'm just going to go out and sit in a car.
Well, it's funny that you say that is because we were supposed to record a little bit earlier than now, and it got pushed back because we were having computer troubles and shit, and everybody's in different rooms of this house trying to not be so loud so somebody could be on a Zoom call or record a show or something. So yeah, no, I feel you. You're the only one that records in that house, so they don't care about you.
Yeah, they don't care about me. That is wait, let's just let that sink in for just a moment. They don't care about me.
Yet
anyways, moving on.
Yet they have a very nice understanding and respect for the old movies with no words.
Yeah, good point. If only I was in an old movie, maybe they would respect me.
Well, if you didn't talk to them, I bet they would respect you more.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I'm going to plan on doing that. So you were bringing up sports, so let's do a little sports. Yeah, this is there's no sports going on. All right, MLB. That'll do it for sports.
Let me pull up the internet.
Okay, just to show you how desperate I am for sports. Last week I stayed up till 1 a.m. watching Korean Baseball League.
Okay, so that's funny you say that because I'm sure there was probably a good couple million of people just like you because my other buddy lives in Seattle was up till 5 a.m. watching Korean baseball.
Oh, he watched both games. Oh, see, yes. I only stuck around. I only stuck around for the first one, and even that one by like around 12. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. But then it was like, okay, if I'm watching my first baseball game in quite a while, what feels like years, I got to watch till the end. So I had to wait till the final out was recorded. But that's how desperate I am.
He's very desperate. He's desperate for sports, and he's desperate for something else, gambling. So he watched both games because he wanted to get some, information about the league before he bet on it. So he thought one game was enough.
Yes.
And he's only done like $100.
It's funny. This is the longest period of time I've ever been without baseball.
I know. That's why I figured you'd want to talk about this.
Yes, and so obviously the new plan that they've leaked out is about MLB coming back in July, actually 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
And having no fans in the stands. Now, what I noticed is different is when I watched the Korean League, there were fans in the stands, but there were hardly any. So, like, if a stadium held 20,000 fans, there would be 4,000 fans there.
Did you see?
So basically, it would look like a Tampa Bay Rays regular home game.
Yeah, or Arizona Diamondbacks. But did you see though? They were putting up mannequins and inflatable people in the stands behind the Korean the batting box because they wanted it to look like a game still. So they had a bunch of like mannequins and fake. I don't want to say blow up dolls, but blow up dolls back there. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I did notice that, and I thought that was interesting because I wonder. So one thing about the Korean culture is they're very well organized and they're very meticulous and that kind of stuff. And I picture their planning and execution being better. I have a feeling I don't know if they could do it in America because I just think we would break all the rules. I think over there when they say, nope, you sit here in the far right field bleachers, after the first inning, that guy's going to go, F you, I'm getting up and sitting behind home plate. And what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to allow people into the stands for a while. And that's just going to be because people are stupid, like you're saying. But the biggest thing that's going to suck about this is the players are going to be out there on the field playing, and hopefully they're going to televise it, so there's going to be, commentators somewhere. But that dude that's going to be yelling hot dogs is going to be over like interrupting everything in the background. I'm going to want to buy hot dogs and cotton candy.
Well, what about this as an idea to help raise money for, let's say, first responders or victims of COVID or whatever you want to say? Okay. Why not, or minor leaguers who are getting totally screwed in the situation?
Yeah.
Why not raffle off? I mean, you have essentially 4 to 5 quadrants. You can even double that if you start talking about upper deck, where you have the first base side, third base side, behind home plate, and then the outfield. There's 4. And then a lot of times outfield's kind of split up between right field and left field and all that.
Yeah, you got plenty of room.
Why not raffle off and the proceeds go to COVID patients or minor leaguers or what have you, where a group, like a family or a group or a company can rent out a section and be the only people in that section. So you're keeping your social distancing. Keller Williams Realty wants to reward its top 5 salespeople, whatever. So they donate the $10,000 for that to be the only people at that game. Or they're in the suites. Why not at least let people in the suites? And you could still have people roaming around and you're raising money for the charity. And then you still have that kind of feeling of people in the stands.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good way to try to ease back into it so people feel a little bit like easier about it. I don't think a lot of it's going to be actually there's a lot of dumb people. So a lot of people are probably going to go out as soon as they're told they're allowed. But there's going to be a lot of reluctant people going out. So if they are having issues with people going back to like concerts and stuff, I think that's a good idea of bringing people back. But beside all that, like, I mean, they're gonna have to let us pour our own beer, right, for social distancing. Like, we're going to have to be able to go behind the bar by ourselves and pour our own tapped beer. Because if that's the case, I will put all the money you want in on this bid.
That's an excellent point, because you're right. In a minute they turn over that, it's like, well, I'm going to drink this $10,000 ticket in beer, and I'm going to make it worth it. So people are just going to get absolutely hammered. I just think there's a way to do it where you could have groups of people still there and let the money go to, the minor leaguers that are getting screwed. Or so actually, I actually have the terms of the proposal here in front of me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It says vital points included in the proposal are an expansion of playoff teams from 10 to 14. It will be an 82-game season. The use of home stadiums in areas that already have local and state government approval. A so-called spring training 2.0 that will begin in mid-June. And then that way they have about 2 weeks of kind of ramp up time.
Yeah.
A universal designated hitter. So the National League will have designated hitter, and geographical schedules, which means teams will only play in-division opponents and interleague opponents in a similar area. Meaning, for the first time ever, the Angels and Dodgers will all be in the same division.
Wow, yeah, they will. Uh-huh.
And then it says, finally, a 30-man roster with what they call a taxi squad that would have upwards of 80 players available for the people. And then, of course, Sean Doolittle, he is a reliever for the Washington Nationals who's very outspoken. He's been tweeting out his responses, because a lot of the things is the owners want the players to take a pay cut for the games that they're missing. But the union is saying, no, we're not paid on a per game basis. It's a yearly salary.
Yeah.
So you don't get to cut me. And the owners are saying, but our revenue is cut. And the players are saying, well, that's tough shit. That's your problem. You're the one who owns the team. And so they're trying to get with it. And Sean Doolittle says, bear with us all, please, fans, but it feels like we've zoomed past the most important aspect of any MLB restart plan, the health protections for players, families, and staff, and stadium workers, and the workforce that we would require to resume a season. It's not just about players playing. There are many, many hundreds of people that help prep to get each game going. And I think he has a good point. I think the players will be fine. I think the coaches will be fine. I think the announcers will be fine. You're right. What about the guy selling cotton candy? Or what about the ticket taker? Or what about the person that gets the field groomed? And those people are also going to have to put themselves at risk too.
Yeah, or the guy that's pouring your beer for real, or the hostess waiting to seat you, or the one bringing the food and the suite. Like, there's so many people that interact with other people at these games that your idea is okay. Your idea is good if it's having trouble trying to bring people back, but man, like, to start, it's going to be a lot of stuff to figure out, because there's going to be a lot of lawsuits and a lot of people being pissed off at each other about things. And now that you said that, honestly, I think that the way the MLB and the players union is talking, they might not even start this year.
Yeah, and that was kind of my next thought is I really don't want the season to disappear, because I do think that's irrelevant. Like, listen, at the end of the day, we don't need fans in the stands. We all have HD TVs and 60-inch screens.
Yep.
And listen, they've even talked about trying to do an XFL style broadcast where certain players are mic'd up, and they have cameras in different locations, because there's no fans, so you can kind of put a camera anywhere, and there's cameras on the field, and they were even thinking having an overhead camera straight behind the catcher. They were thinking of doing all these things. Spider cam, that'd be fantastic. But I would say I even am in favor of the 82-game season. I love the idea of the designated hitter universal. I like the idea of geographical schedules. I think all of that's good. So let's say you're Mike Trout of the Angels. You have a wife who is pregnant with your first child, and you have your mom and your dad who you're really close to. So what do? You're going to be playing all your games in Arizona or whatever. So do you have to have your wife there too? And if so, she's now quarantined to that general area. She has to probably go through regular testing because his brand new baby would have to. I mean, I could see how the players union would kind of, I'm not usually a big union guy, but the players union maybe has some legitimate gripes of, hey man, how are we going to make sure that our people are going to be healthy?
Yeah, and no, they do. They 100% do. And I mean, even the union of the food workers and stuff have legitimate arguments. But then again, they're probably the ones more chomping at the bit to go back to work because they don't have millions of dollars in the bank account. Yeah.
Yeah, they need it. So kind of on those same lines, the other thing that I was thinking about too, along with baseball, is I think NFL will be fine. I think, they could even maybe delay the season by a couple of weeks. I have a feeling that the NFL season will start and it will be the highest rated season ever because people will be so excited for football. But I think the question is NBA. The NBA season was 2/3 done when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, so who is LeBron James the most screwed over athlete because of this coronavirus? Because if you think about it, he's trying to put himself in the same class as Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and all those, right?
Yes.
Well, most people would say he's already there, but what's the one thing he's missing? Championships. He was the number 1 seed on the number 1 team right now with a month and a half before the playoffs were going to start. LeBron James was set up his legacy for, hey, you want to think I'm better than Jordan? Here's my proof. And there might not even have a season. They're talking about trying to figure out a way to do playoffs, but I don't think there's any way that they could possibly really do it. I don't see how that would work. I think LeBron James gets robbed of a championship, and that's got to be the person of all the athletes. I think that's the one that screwed over the most.
Yeah, but I don't feel bad for him really either because he was just being stingy at this point. Like his career is coming to an end, and he knows that, and he's reaching out and doing all sorts of cool things. But really, like, I feel more bad for the food workers, that aren't going to get to go to work and make money watching him dunk.
Yeah.
What's funny is maybe the next year what they should do is the NBA should start like where they ended this year and then just pretend nothing happened.
Yeah, but then you'd have a shortened season. I mean, I think what screwed them is if it would have been earlier in the season and this happened, I think you could say, hey, you know what? We'll just play a summer league. We'll shorten it to like 20 games. We'll find the playoff seeds, and then we'll play a shortened playoff or something like that. But now they're talking about, well, if we are able to do it, we would skip straight to the playoffs with no warm-up games. So you have all these athletes that haven't been playing in a while. Let's skip straight to the playoffs, and we're going to skip the first round of the playoffs. So instead of 1 through 8 seeds, it's only going to be 1 through 4 seeds on each side, and then we just get to the finals. But then I'm thinking that's pretty screwy. And even if LeBron James does win a championship, there'll just be an asterisk next to it. They won't say it was a legitimate one.
Yeah, no, you're right. But that's all. I mean, think about the year that the basketball NBA went on strike back in like 95, 96 or whatever, when San Antonio won. It was a super short season. They probably wouldn't have won if it wasn't for the fact of that. So there's always an asterisk somewhere,
Yeah.
Like Babe Ruth only played 7 games, but he, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know how many games they played back in the day, but I'm sure it wasn't 160 some odd or whatever they played.
No, it was only in the 140s, I believe. So, but
only.
yeah, only. So that's it on sports. We're now coming to that time of the year where kids are going to be graduating.
Yes.
Not just from high school, but just, what do they call it? Promotion to the next grade.
Which I hope that they don't try to do those like, online or something like that. Those were already like too much for me. But the graduation thing, what do you think about that? Have you seen the school down here in Southern California? I think it was Rancho, Cucamonga. If you've seen Next Friday, you know what that is. But they did a distancing one where the seniors, it was like just the principal dressed up. They pulled up in a car. One parent was allowed to get out. The student walked up, got their certificate or whatever it was at this point, if they even have them, did a quick elbow bump or whatnot, and then took a picture and then got back in their car and left. So it was like a couple hours of the students going through and getting their picture with the principal in their cap and gown. Was it worth it? Do you think that's worth it?
I think for people that are actually graduating, not just I'm going from the 5th grade to the 6th grade or,
Correct.
Stuff like that. Yeah. And even basically, so if you're an 8th grader going into high school, like my daughter is, or you're a senior in high school, I do think that that's worthwhile because I'll tell you something else. Right now, the principals aren't doing dick. Think about it. What the hell are the principal doing right now? There's nothing. So I say if the principal wants to hop in a car and drive around all these students' houses, it allows the parents to get pictures. It allows them to kind of, 20 years from now, when they're talking about graduating, they're going to be able to remember to tell them like, oh, I graduated during a pandemic. Here's a picture of them there's going to be a story. I think it's worth it. I think if you try to do that for every grade and every scenario, it's just going to be a complete waste of time. But like my youngest daughter who's going from 3rd to 4th grade, she doesn't need it.
No.
But my daughter who's going from 8th to high school, I think it would be kind of nice.
Did you get it from 8th to high school?
I barely graduated from 8th to high school.
Well, I know that. I know you barely did anything all the way, but that sounded a lot dirtier than I thought it was going to actually.
And what's funny? You still weren't wrong.
God, I totally lost where the hell I was going with that whole thing.
No, I think that.
The grad thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked cool online. And I think for the seniors graduating into college, yes, 100%. 8th to high school, I don't think they should push it. There's enough stuff going on for that. Maybe. But
they also feel like there's no closure. I mean, one of the things about that going from 8th grade to high school is that's kind of a big step emotionally and physically, because you're also coming to that age where you're like, okay, you're not an adult, but you're kind of not a young kid anymore, and you're now going to big kid school. Like high school is where shit gets real. So I think that there's a little bit of that. There's some closure needed, like closing the book on elementary school and middle school and like opening the book to the next chapter is, I think, an important mental step.
I think it's more for the parents to say that they supported them when they were going into high school. Because think about it. You want some closure for middle school and elementary school, but really closure for that is just getting your ass kicked when you're a freshman. Right. So honestly, if you think about it, the parents are just like, okay, well, we're going to celebrate your childhood going away because now your life's going to suck from here on.
You're going to have at least 1.5 to 2 years of really suck.
And then you're going to have to worry about paying for this thing called college.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got to pay bills.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I was really, really hoping that my kids were going to be dumb as a sack of rocks so I wouldn't have to pay for college. And
hey, give them time.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that can happen from here to then. I mean, if you really want it to happen.
Yeah, that's true too. So the other thing that we've noticed besides high school graduations and graduations in general virtually, the other thing that's kind of coming up is we're now celebrating, from March to April, from April to May, a full 2 months now. I don't know about you, but yeah, as of I think yesterday, it's been a full 2 months that my kids have been home. And we're probably looking at, you at least got from here to the middle of June, to the middle of July, to the middle of August. I mean, we're not even at the halfway point, and that's if the kids go back to school in normal time, right? In August. And we're not even halfway through, and I'm already ready to light the house on fire with everyone, including me, inside.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stress will probably back down a little bit when the schoolwork's done, but gosh darn it, if my kids weren't in the room right now, there'd be a lot more vulgar language happening.
So what are you noticing now that we've been spending a good 2 months just constantly surrounded by each other and on top of each other? What are you noticing? What are those little annoyances that you're now noticing, but whether it's your wife or your kids or whatever that's getting to you?
My son is obsessed with the cats, and he thinks they escape all the time. So every 10 minutes, my son's like, where's the cat? Where the cat's at? And he'll lock them up in the room, and he'll lock them up in the closet so they won't get out because he's worried about them. I probably shouldn't be saying that on some sort of show, but it is kind of funny. But like when people
does he not understand that cats don't give a damn and they kind of resent the fact that we own them?
Yeah, no, he gets that. But one of the cats likes him, the other one doesn't so much, and the other one that doesn't tries to escape all the time. And the only other thing beside that is my youngest daughter, she's 9 years old, and she is a hurricane. When she enters a room, that room is dirty. When she leaves the room, she left everything she brought in that room before she was there. Yeah. Like she's a tornado. So those are the two things that I think are like on me the most, beside the fact that school, being a teacher, is something I'm never, ever going to do full time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I would say that for me, the thing, and it's maybe not a family thing, but just being home more than I've ever been home.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even when I've been unemployed throughout my life and career, I was out trying to get a job, or I was out on I wasn't at home as much as I am right now.
Correct.
One thing that's driving me freaking up the wall is how many people get their lawns mowed like every day.
Yeah.
I always thought lawn mowing things happen on like Saturdays or whatever. No. A Tuesday at 11 a.m., there's a lawnmower I could hear. And Wednesday at 4 p.m., I could hear a freaking lawnmower. And it's like, wait a minute. How many houses away can I possibly be hearing a lawnmower from? Like, 20 houses? 25 houses worth of lawnmower volume? How the hell am I still hearing this lawnmower? It's constant. There's always a lawnmower going on.
Guys are getting really bored. They're trying to make their front yards look like the outfield in the Angels Stadium because they miss baseball. I know that there's a neighbor behind us that is constantly. It's either a weed eater or a wood trimmer or a chainsaw or something, but it's always.
And I'm sensitive to sound, and so certain sounds get me. And speaking of that, that leads me to my next one. My daughters seem to be drinking a lot out of metal cups, whether it's my daughter's metal, a Hydro Flask water bottle, or my other daughter has a metal cup, or
what are you talking about?
Exactly like that. They, for some reason, feel like they need to have 850 ice cubes in their bottle.
Yes.
So they pull the ice out of the ice thing, and it's like they shoot it out of a cannon, and they shoot that freaking ice cube at 100 miles an hour into this metal cup. So it's slamming ice, and it goes on for 20 minutes. And I'm like, how much? It's like a clown car. How much freaking ice cubes fit in that bottle? And then they stand there where they fill it up. Well, when they come back later, all the ice is gone, and they're filling it up again. And I'm like, wait, didn't you have ice? And aren't these things supposed to keep ice for like an entire day? Oh, well, I eat the ice.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, you guys are driving me nuts.
It's funny. There's 2 broken ice machines in my house, and I can tell you exactly why. Oh wait, no, you just did. Why they're broken?
God damn, it drives me nuts. And it's just like, and my wife has decided to learn crocheting, so she now spends all of her free time crocheting.
Oh, that was week 1 in this house. That's been gone since then.
Yeah. So she's now crocheting everything, and I said, she asked what I want. I said, I know what I want. Crochet little covers that go over these metal cans and bottles and cups so that maybe the clinging of the ice cubes will be muffled by 3 feet of thick woven cotton.
I don't think you've thought about this much.
No, I don't think about it at all. My blood pressure is not rising right now or anything.
You're not sitting in an electric car right now in your driveway because you can't go in your house because your family hates you?
Yeah, pretty much, because I told them all, if I hear another freaking ice cube, I'm going to lose it.
Well, don't you work in the beverage industry?
Yes. And here's the thing. I make cocktails almost every night because I'm a good husband and I make fantastic cocktails for my wife.
And you're an alcoholic.
And I'm an alcoholic. Yes, I did kind of not leave that. I left that part out. But even when I'm doing shaka, shaka, shaka and the shaker, it makes less noise than my daughter's getting water, which they do 400 times a day. They say that you're supposed to drink 8 cups of water. My daughters do that by 9 a.m., at least according to the amount of ice cubes I hear.
Yeah, they're at 9 a.m. They've got their water intake in, and the rest is just them eating your ice cubes.
Yes.
That you're going to be putting in your drink later on that day?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Question,
nuts.
Do they do it at like 10:30 at night? Because that's when my son goes for the ice.
No, I have my kids trained. They go to bed real early. So mommy and daddy get plenty of alone time because those kids are in bed nice and early.
I've seen your house. It's about the size of mine. And not a whole lot of
no, mine's even smaller. But
yeah, no. I'm like, your alone time is when they go outside to take the garbage to the can. Absolutely,
but you got to capitalize on every possible opportunity.
It only takes a couple seconds.
Yeah. Hey, a couple seconds. What am I going to cuddle too? So anyways, I heard you mention something that I don't know much about, and I wanted you to tell me more about it.
Yes.
Is it true that Netflix is big, fat, stupid liars?
I can ask you, and I can confirm it with one question. Have you seen Outer Banks yet?
No.
Okay, well then it might not be an entirely lying to us, but have you seen their top 10 in the US across on their platform now where it's like, everybody's watching this, everybody's watching.
And isn't it funny how it's always their programs?
That's where I'm going with it. Actually, I just turned this on and Netflix is playing. Stop. But it's like Netflix episode, Netflix episode, Netflix episode, Netflix movie, Netflix movie, Netflix episode. Now, I wouldn't say it would be a big deal because everything that I've watched up here has been pretty good so far. And the fact that Grey's Anatomy's up there at number 6, that means people have nothing else to watch. But we watched Outer Banks.
Do you know how many shows would need to I have watched or the internet to go down before I would ever stream one episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Probably, well, a lot.
I'm
guessing, since you set
I
that
will have
question
had
up
to have
pretty-
watched everything else on the internet, including all YouTube videos and TikTok videos, before I got to Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, it'd be the year 2020, 2020. Before you got to watching all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, like, everything up here right now is a Netflix movie, and again, most of them not bad, but like,
Yeah,
I
but you're
got
telling
stuck
me
watching Outer Banks.
my daughter watches The Office, and I know everyone watches the reruns of The Office, right?
Yes.
So you're telling me The Office doesn't crack the top 10, or you're telling me that, like, I hate Friends, but does Friends crack the top 10? Or I mean, they had all the Indiana Jones movies. Everyone was streaming those. You're telling me that doesn't cover? I don't know. You're right. I think that maybe they're manipulating.
They have Avengers Infinity War. They have Back to the Futures. All of the Back to the Futures are up there now. And you're telling me they're not in the top 10? Come on. Give me a break.
Want to hear my Back to the Future Christopher Lloyd?
Sure.
Okay. Marty, we're going back to the future. That's the best I got. So, but I'm sure that was so on point that you could play a clip of Christopher Lloyd saying that, and the audience wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's how spot on that was.
All right, want to hear mine?
Yes.
Gosh. That's it. That's all I got.
I love one word impressions. Here's my Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Hi ho.
Yeah. I got okay. I'll do the opposite of Doc. I'll do Marty. That's heavy.
That's good. I like that.
But anyway, I think they're lying to us, because I'm going to tell you right now, Outer Banks. Don't waste your time.
Really,
don't waste time. But Hollywood. Now, we did end up watching Hollywood, and it's
okay. I have so many problems with that one.
Okay, but have you? Okay, how much have you seen it?
0%.
Okay. You have to. I'm not going to talk to you until after you watch the first episode. Then we'll talk. And then we'll talk after you watch the whole series.
This is in my wheelhouse, okay? This is the
thing
no, it's not. My wife and I are the most passionate about is old Hollywood. That's all the books that we read.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we are obsessed with old Hollywood. We spend our vacation money to go to film festivals to screen old movies. We've driven 100 miles one time, not round trip, in one direction to go see the restoration of a movie from 1922. So this is in our wheelhouse. Like, we are all about old Hollywood. There are so many fantastic, unheard of stories from Hollywood that you've never heard, the general public has never heard, that are real and that are true, that instead of this made up bullshit where it's like, hey, I want to envision where, like, 3 gay guys, a Puerto Rican girl, a black lady, and like every minority is represented, and they're all going to be succeeding in Hollywood. It's like, guess what? There was real stories that they could have told about that kind of stuff that were, I don't like this made up BS. I don't know.
It costs less. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that's the reason behind it. But this movie, like, I'm like, okay, Hollywood, yeah, we've touched and working in it, and you've lived in Southern California your entire life.
Right?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, let's see what this is about. Like I'm saying, watch the first episode without your children around. By all means, do not let them watch this show.
Okay.
They will have nightmares that you will not be able to. They will not be able to unsee.
Let me guess. Full penetration.
Well, no, but there's let's just say the gas station's full service.
So that, by the way, that is a partially true story. That is a guy who he just died a couple of years ago. I can't remember his full name, Scotty something.
Wow.
He was in Hollywood, and that is a semi-true story. He was essentially farmed out to Hollywood celebrities, both male and female, to service them. Yeah. I haven't seen the show, but I do know from his biography that was what he claimed, and there's some evidence that it's partially true.
Well, I can tell you right now that the first episode of Hollywood on Netflix focuses heavily on that gas station and everything that happened around it. So, again, watch the first episode, then we'll talk, and then watch the rest, and we'll talk.
I'm willing to do it, but we were not watching it on, like, almost as a protest, because I was just so angry that they, like I said, there are some fantastic true stories that have yet to be told from that area, and the fact that they choose to tell fake ones and then just make it like a bunch of BS kind of angered me. But I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, but you're angry at everything.
I really am. Fucking ice cubes.
Wait, hold on.
Anyways,
Hold on. The
that one-
wrapper or frozen water? Which one are we talking about?
Well, I don't want to condemn all frozen water. I mean, the polar bears, I'm sure are using it for good purposes. But the minute a polar bear cub starts slamming those ice caps together and making loud noises in metal bottles, I'm going to go ahead and melt them. And I'm kind of rooting for global warming.
Well, there you go. As soon as,
All right.
as, soon as
On
that gets under control, you'll complain about that.
On that note, I think that'll do it for this episode of We Should Be Better at This. I think next week, don't we have a very special episode airing next week?
Yes, we do. It's going to be us talking about that awesome, I want to say Marvel movie, but X-Men movie.
Marvel-ish.
Marvel-ish. Very Marvel-ish Logan.
Yes.
From 2017, right?
2017, James Mangold's Logan. So, until then.
Oh my God,
please...
is there a lawnmower next door again?
Yes, I fucking hate this. Oh my God, if the lawnmower has ice cubes, I'm going to just start shooting. So for more information, please go to This Is Funner, or you can visit Sinatra's Rat Pack on Twitter, or Chris __/36009 Donovan.
Yeah, full service.
Yes, full service, just like the gas station. Donovan, on Twitter, and go to This Is Funner. Make your own podcast. Listen to podcasts. There's a million things you could do.
Yeah, we can help you too. Hit us up if you want help.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, you guys have a great coronavirus-free week.
And we'll catch you later.
All right, bye, everybody.